Oh my God, that's probably the worst thing I've ever done.
Dude.
I know.
I think I might need to get a new host for the Woes of Bros after this.
I'm going to cancel myself just so I don't have to go through this anymore.
Look at those fucking losers at a round. Holy double.
What are you doing?
Couldn't get it all. It's like soda.
You have to pound this back. Pull it in.
Connor, where are you going?
Right here, dude.
All right, we don't need her. We just need this.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Woes of Bros. I am your host, Connor Taylor Stoops.
And I am your favorite host, Mike Blutstein.
Okay. First of all, I got the middle name part down that I tried to do last week. And secondly, bro, I don't think you're the favorite host, dude.
It's funny. There was a poll in the New York Times about people's favorite host, and I didn't even see your name on the list.
Interesting. I didn't see that article. If you could maybe link it down in the description, if it's a real.
Yeah,
awesome.
no, it's just trust me. It was a real thing. It was
okay.
It was me. It was Jeff Probst was there.
Yeah, for sure.
Mark Cuban, David John, and all the great hosts. And I didn't win, but I was in the race.
Yeah.
And
anyway, guys, welcome back. If you haven't yet, which you should, click that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, guys, because
we need it.
You're missing out.
and you're missing out. We don't need it, but it would be nice. And also, we seriously can use the help. So, like the podcast. And just to give you some recap, what are the Woes of Bros about? Well, we tackle, masculinity. We tackle what it's like to be a young man. And we also try to get a female perspective on how, as men, we can be more cultured, well-rounded, and understanding of the world and the people that inhabit it.
Holy shit.
Like I said, host of the year. Regardless, this week we got somebody who is near and dear to my heart. Some would say, we share the same blood. And they're going to be
vampires
talking.
or what?
Yeah, we go to the back, we have a shot of some blood, and we call it a day.
That's crazy, dude.
We're going to be talking about someone who understands the intricate ways that the internet works because they, Connor Stoops, are a digital detective.
Oh my God! So they're like Sherlock Holmes.
Some would say they're Sherlock Holmes-esque. They know how to find stuff that you don't want people to find. They know how to dig where others have not dug. And they're going to dig into us and into a bit of the audience as well. And we're going to talk about, the secrets that we all share that we don't realize are out there. So I'm excited to talk to them. But otherwise, man, just excited to talk to you first and foremost. How you been? How you been, dude? Catch me up.
Bro, I'll catch you up, bro. I've been good, man. I just got back from a long weekend of binge drinking in the woods with my friends.
That's sick, dude. No, hold on, let me check. No, nothing. Not even a text. It must not have come through.
Oh, you didn't get the text?
So weird.
Well, one, because you weren't invited, and two, didn't have any service. I mean, I was a little jealous after, because I'm not going to lie, I did read the New York Times. And I was just a little jealous.
I know you did.
Yeah. So I didn't hit you up. No, dude, but it was so fun. It was a blast. It was just me and my closest friends from Pennsylvania. And, my friend, she has a cabin that she inherited from her family. And we went. It was my first time going. And it was just so cool. They have 100 acres.
100 acres?
100 acres, dude. And so we just got trashed. Wow. I felt like I had a hangover for like 3 days straight up until Mikey and I were supposed to film the podcast like a day or two ago. And dude, I was too far gone. Bro, caught a fish. I went fishing without you, buddy. I'm sorry.
Hold up. You went fishing, huh?
I went fishing, bro. I didn't invite you. I went fishing. You made me jealous, dude. Host of the year.
What'd you catch? Because when I was with you, you couldn't catch shit. So all of a sudden now you're it sounds like you got a phantom fish on the line.
I'm a pro, bro. A massive 4-foot bass. And I'm not telling the fisherman's tale. That's a 4-foot bass I caught.
Connor and I went fishing one time, and there was this guy, and he's got a big net. This guy knows what he's talking about. And we don't know shit about fishing, right? Nothing. We're buying we bought like 1,000 anchovies thinking it was a way to like catch other fish, and then we wasted them all and caught nothing.
Nothing.
So we're standing there like a bunch of chumps. We woke up at like 5 a.m. to pick up these stupid anchovies. Spent like $200 on the anchovies. And then we go there, and this guy with this net, he's like a paper net. He's throwing the net, bringing in like fucking mariners, like giant fish. And I'm like, dude, we got to talk to this guy. Like, this guy knows what's good. He knows how to catch some fish.
He knows the way of the waters.
And so we go to him, and we're like, what's up, buddy? And he's like, what are those, anchovies? Who the fuck uses anchovies?
He completely just destroyed our, like...
And so I'm like, most people be turned off, right? Like, fuck this guy. I'm like, oh, hold on. This guy knows what he's talking about. Like, this like a smart man. So I say to him, I'm like, so tell us, what are the secret ways to fish? Like, where are the good spots? And he's like, look, come here. I'm going to tell you a secret. And he like leans into Connor and I, and he's like, the best place to go, down in Rotondo, you go over this little cove, and there's a little spot right there that you could catch the best fish.
Best.
And I'm like, Connor, that sounds like a great idea. We should go to that area. And he's like, don't you dare go to that area. And I'm like, why not? And he's like, because the Italians are there. What do you mean? You don't go near the Italians. That's their turf. I'm like, what is there, turf now for fishing? You can't go to... No. There was an Italian guy. He told me he caught like a 40-foot fish over there. Like, area or not, they're full of shit. And I'm like, hold on, are we talking about the fish now or the Italians? He's like, the Italians, you can't trust them. What are you doing trusting the Italians? You go down there, they tell the biggest tales. Yeah. And I'm like, what are you telling me a tale about this guy who told a tale? He's like, I'm telling you a tale about a guy that told a tale. And Connor and I walked away, and I was like, all right, looks like we're not going to Redondo. And we
all those fishermen, they're telling those tall tales. Although I will never forget that one guy. We go out fishing one day. We're walking through Marina Del Rey, and we go, you catch anything? Because fisherman's etiquette. As you're walking, you're talking to the other fishermen.
You nod, you ask.
Yeah. And we go, you catch anything? He goes, just some peace of mind, brother.
Very nice.
That man said a million things by saying just one small sentence.
Yeah, and you pick up on the goods when you're
lingo.
When you're a fisherman like us, you pick up on the lingo. Yes, I don't catch anything, and we never have. And yes, I've spent $1,000 probably on lures, bait, anchovies. No big deal. What I have learned is when someone asks me if I'm catching anything, I always look at them and go, "Just a buzz."
Come on, baby. Let's go, Mikey. Thanks for that little hype.
Let's go.
Yeah, demon. Speaking of demon, how was your week? I'm sure full of them.
My therapist and I are on the rocks.
Oh, God.
I know, it's been rocky. I've had 2 sessions, and no, I started therapy. Not to brag, but I started therapy.
Nice.
And it's good. It's good. My problems aren't gone, which is who would have thought?
They will be. You should do what I'm gonna be doing this year. Ayahuasca, bro.
All right, we'll dive into that right now. I watched an entire documentary by Michael Vsauce. You know Vsauce, the YouTube scientist?
Yes.
He's a legend. He did a whole thing on ayahuasca, and they found that it opened up your brain after you took it. The connections in your brain were stronger.
It builds new neurological pathways.
Yep. I know.
It's supposed to be really healing.
I'm so scared though. Are you gonna go to Peru and do it?
I'm going. It's in Costa Rica.
I don't know, man. You're not nervous? I would shit my pants.
I'm not nervous because honestly, I feel like I'm ready for it, dude. I literally am just ready for it more, and I feel like it would really benefit you, bro. I really do. I've been watching videos. I've been talking to people about what, because we know someone, you know them as well, who has gone to Costa Rica for it. Yes, and it's a little expensive, so I'm gonna save up for it. But,
how much is it to do it?
$3,000.
$3,000. So that includes everything.
It's for a full week. Everything.
So you go, all right, walk me through it. What do you do? Because I only saw a snippet, and it was like a scientist. They studied the brain before and after, and they saw profound psychological effects.
It's crazy, bro. This literally, in 1 week, this cures lifetime addictions, and it's nuts. I don't want to give wrong facts, but from what I've been seeing, basically, you go to this retreat in Peru.
Okay.
You go to this retreat in Costa Rica, and you do each night. You do a ceremony, and you set an intention for that night. And this is the whole group. There's a shaman there, and there's 20 to 40 people in the group, and you're all just kind of going amongst yourselves, and you can take as much as you want, but it's a tea. You sip the tea, you drink the tea, you can go up and get as much as you want, obviously, as your body is going to allow you to.
There's got to be someone there being like, hold on, buddy, you had 3 cups of ayahuasca. You're going to vanish in a second.
This guy, cut him off. No, and so basically, before you guys go into it, you do the ceremony, you set your intentions for the night, and you go on your journey.
Can your intention be not to die? Because I feel like I would go in, my anxiety would kick in. I would be like, all right, I just don't want to die as long as I don't die.
That's the best thing. This place in Costa Rica, it is the only licensed place for ayahuasca, and so it's literally like a hospital. It's a retreat. There are people on so there's a shaman there. And then the shaman has helpers that walk around and they help you as you go. And so these people were there to guide you. And it's like one of the safest things. They have no one's died at the retreat. No one it's super guided. And so you go through your journey on the first night. Then, you go to bed. These people were staying up to like 5 a.m. though. Yeah. And then each night you set your intentions, but as you go, you're literally learning so much. So the first intention is literally to go and be open to, they call her Mother Ayahuasca, and open your mind to changing yourself. Sure. And because you can't go there with preconceived notions of, I had this trauma when I was little, I want to do that. Yeah. They recommend you don't do that because that's the only thing you're going to see. And it's the only thing you're going to learn about. But basically this ayahuasca builds new neurological pathways in your brain.
Sure.
And it helps you get past traumas and helps you get past moments of defeat. And it's super, super beneficial.
Can you define for me what it is that you're hoping for? Or is it something that is kind of elusive where you're just hoping to feel different?
For me, I just I'm in a moment right now where I want to experience something beyond what we're physically seeing right now, because it's just like I kind of just want a little escape. Honestly, I just want a little escape, and I want to have for me, without sounding like a little bitch, I want to have the confidence that I used to have, and I want to have. Because there are things that I'm literally clinging on to mentally from when I was a kid, or stuff that I know I'm physically clinging on to, and I want to be able to push past those boundaries, because lately I literally am the reason why nothing's been happening for myself, and I want to be able to get past that point. But yeah, dude, I'm not to like completely take off from us talking about you, but dude, it's something. It's actually really cool that we're actually talking about this, because I really wanted to talk about this on the podcast today, which is interesting.
Well, look at that, baby. Manifestation.
Don't say it. You don't believe in it, you scumbag.
I don't, but I'm trying to. And I thought about you recently, and the ayahuasca ties into it, because who knows, maybe I'll store it in my brain for a rainy day. But my therapist, very LA, have her speed dial. We were talking about how, I don't really have like goals for myself, right? I only measure myself in all the things that I haven't done. And that's a lot of negative weight on the scale, right? Like when you tip everything that I haven't done, it's always going to be a mountain. And if you don't define the things that you want, then you'll only think about everything that you don't have.
Wow.
So she said that, and I was like, all right, I'll Venmo you. And that was good, I guess. But it's true. And so between that and Carolina, who also like gave me, she's like very, very like, she should be a therapist if she also wants to do that in tandem with acting. She's very empathetic. And it's funny because I did my therapy, and then I felt kind of like sad after, right? Because it told me what I needed, like a gratitude journal and waking up. And by the way, gratitude journals, corny as fuck. I did it. I'll keep doing it. But like, I wrote down like, I'm thankful for how Apple's connectivity is so great, where I can message people from my fucking computer.
Right.
Because like, I don't want to write, I'm thankful for the sun. Of course I am. But also I'm thankful for microphone stands that hold the mic in place so it doesn't fall. Anyway. I like did the gratitude journal. It felt corny. I'll keep doing it because it's supposed to help me, and I'm sure it will. I'll manifest. I'll try because I know it's going to be good. Right. But it was really like the goals that I need to start setting for myself. And you motherfuckers listening, I bet you you don't have all your goals worked out, refined every day. Like maybe at one point you did, but you don't anymore. And I'm going to lay the hottest tip on the market on you right now.
I'm ready for that sizzle,
so
baby.
Get ready for some spice. Because I told my therapist this, and she was like, holy shit, Mike, you're onto something.
She's like, I'm going to Venmo you, buddy.
Yeah. She sent it back my way. She paid me. So she literally said to me, I'm going to use that for my new patients. And I said, just set me up with them. And I'll get in the session. I'll pop into the Zoom. Hey, it's Mike. Here's some tips. So here's the tip. And it's a terrible one, by the way.
Okay.
When things were going really bad for me 2 years ago, I made, and Connor knows this, I got a bunch of index cards and I wrote down, on sticky notes, I wrote down every single thing that I wanted or needed to pursue in my life. So I got everything off of my chest. I want to lose X amount of weight. I want to, but I always was positive. I want to weigh 170 pounds. I want to get a raise. I want to get a new car. I want to get a girlfriend. I want to make 3 friends. Some of the shit was embarrassing. I want to, get rid of my stretch marks. I want to try to get rid of my thinning hair. Like shit that nobody should see. And I wrote them on postmarks, and each color indicated how long I had to do it. So if it was purple, 3 months. Yellow, 6 months. Blue, a year. And then I took those post notes, and I put them all over the walls of my room. So everybody that came into my room could look at it like it was a fucking museum. Yeah. And everything that I felt terribly about in my life was right now on display for everyone that ever, took part in it. And I had nothing left to hide. It's like I took off my shirt and I was like, here you go, this is it. And it was embarrassing for sure. Like I would go on dates and girls would, just like come hang out or whatever, like afterwards. I'm trying to say that as politely as possible. They come back to the place.
Of course they do.
No, but like I would have people back, friends, family, whatever. And they would come and they'd look at my wall and they'd be like, what the fuck is this? You want to, I don't know, make more money. You want to get a nicer car than your PT Cruiser. Yeah, I did.
That PT Cruiser was amazing though.
And all in all, it was just really therapeutic to put it all out there. And the last thing, and then I'll shut the fuck up, is I would then, after I did each thing, I would take them off of the wall and I'd put them in their own select category where it was things that I did. And by the end of the year, when I felt like I hadn't done anything this year, I would stare at that fucking wall and I would say, hold on, Michael. Boom, here's 50 things that you completed. And there's 100 more you haven't done yet, but here's 50 that you did do. And it felt really good. And I'm trying to get that version of me back, but without looking like a madman with things all over the wall.
Well, dude, and I remember, honestly, you were, really happy during those times. And it's because, what humans need is a goal written out. They need to physically have something to look forward to, because the more you have something to look forward to, the more forward momentum you're going to have. Yeah. And, even me, I've been journaling my 2021 goals into 2022. And, that's given me, it gives you just a little bit of hope that helps, like I said, build that momentum to get back, bro. But that's so good. And I'm glad, first of all, you're making a little money from your therapist. Glad she Venmo'd you, pal. Yeah, that's great.
Well, you know what? It's a start of a new era. I'm teaching her.
Yeah.
But
damn, dude.
We'll see. Next step, I think, is I'm just going to rent out a billboard and put my nudes on it. So that way it helps me focus on my weight loss journey. It's like if other people see that, then I'll be like, all right, let me get a little bit more in shape.
OnlyFans gone wild. Yeah, speaking of, if you guys want to see Mikey's OnlyFans, just go down to the description.
Jesus, imagine. I'll pay you to look.
Man. Well, speaking of looking up things, should we go ahead and dive into our super crazy guest today?
That's right. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is...
Connor.
What?
I feel like I should do this one.
Okay. Okay, you want to do it?
Yeah.
All right,
I've been hearing you absorb it, and I think I got it.
Okay, yeah, bro. Give it a shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is a modern-day Sherlock Holmes.
Wow.
As a digital detective and search engine expert, he's been hired to dig up details from people's Tinder matches to the secrets of big business. But he's not only a guest, he is also my brother. So grab your shovels and start burying those secrets, because he's looking for them. It's David Blutstein.
Oh! Hey! Wow, David. Well, first of all, welcome. Secondly, Mikey, you hit that one out of the ballpark.
Was it a good? I hear you doing it. I get so jealous. I want to do the intro.
I'm really happy that you did that today, because I feel like that was just a perfect intro for your brother. David, it's good to have you on the podcast, dude.
Connor, Mikey B, it's good to be here. I've enjoyed all the episodes you guys have put out up to this point. I'm happy to make an appearance. Episode 6 or 7?
There it is.
I believe.
You're on
into
7. Well,
it,
apparently,
so.
you haven't been watching. Too many of you would know exactly what episode.
I was gonna say. I love that every time we have a guest on the podcast, it forces them to watch our episodes beforehand. So we're getting
you guys are our own guests are boosting up our views.
yeah.
Of course. I mean, got to make sure we know what we're doing. It does help to be an expert in search engine optimization. It helps to know how to work on YouTube.
That's true. That's kind of your platform.
I feel like I'm,
dude.
it kind of is.
Yeah, in a way. Well, I was gonna say it's first and foremost, good to have you on. I know that we're not on speaking terms, but glad we can hash it out.
Yeah.
Wait, this is awkward.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been learning American Sign Language for this exact podcast.
I'm in the middle of some Blutstein shit.
I know. It's no. It's good, man. We're psyched, and I think that David has been. It's funny. David has hated 99% of the things that I do, and so to have something where David messaged me, he's like, "Hey, it's not bad. It's a victory, baby. I've waiting for that my whole life." So we're excited, and what's going on at home, man? So David still lives back with our parents because he's far less successful than I. And
accurate, true.
And no, David's looking to get a new place and everything soon, but he's a fair bit younger. And
a nice little bachelor pad, huh?
A little bachelor. So how's it going at home, Dave? How's mom and dad doing?
How's mommy and daddy?
Yeah, the bachelor pad with the committed girlfriend. It's a perfect dream.
Oh wait, shit! You're dating somebody?
I know, shocker.
Yeah, I'm with my girlfriend for 2 years. Somehow she has not broken up with me. Fantastic. Damn. Really somehow tricked that one, but go figure.
What's up with you Bloodsteins? Y'all are crushing the game.
It's no. We're masters of deceit. That's what it is.
It's true.
We can fake our relationships long enough for them to wake up and be like, "Wait a second, how did I get here?"
Wait, what's?
Yeah, she thinks my name is like Kelvin or something.
Yeah,
it's
right.
like super weird, but like whatever. Right. Yeah. But
so home is good.
To go through, first off, Mikey be talking about projects you've done. You can't kidnap me and trick me into going to Wawa or something to listen to your music anymore. So I did this one willingly.
Yeah, we used to have David. We used to trick David into getting in the car with us to go to get ice cream, but then I would really just lock him in the car and play my music.
That's awful.
He would hate it. He would get so angry, and he couldn't get out because the car was moving. I was like, "Look, you can either listen to the song or dive out of the car." But
wait, I'm sorry.
Wait
this
for
is
the
about
chorus.
to turn into David releasing all of his childhood trauma on this podcast. That's a lot to deal with listening to your music, Mikey B.
Well, the good thing is too, and I guess this is a spoiler for a little bit later in the episode. I was able to dig up some of the audio and the music that you showed me all those years ago.
Oh, Mikey B, you're in trouble.
If we're tipping our hands a little early,
he's got it.
What I've done, which Mikey B and Connor did introduce before as a digital detective, and some information that might be useful is the ability to search online and find information about people that they might not want you to know about.
Yeah. So what? What the fuck, dude? This is first of all weird. No, but I love it. Yeah. I love everything about it. How did you get into it, and what exactly, dude? Tell us about your sleuthy ways. What's going on?
So I guess I'll give the real answer, which is professionally. I went for a job interview about 4 years ago now, for a marketing company, and when I got there and did the interview, I went for position A, and they offered me a different position entirely, which kind of started my professional career, which is always a good start.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it was a job, so it got started there.
Absolutely.
And from there, one of my first things I had to do at my job, and this is true, is we had to hide literally so much bad press about mental health hospitals. That was one of our clients. It was incredible in the worst way.
Wait. Hold on. Let's pause there for a second.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I don't know what Pandora's box looks like, but I have a feeling that I'm stumbling upon it.
We're messing with something demonic here.
So, all right, do you start on your first day and they're like, "Hey, nice to meet you. So there's this mental health hospital. We just don't like them. I need you to go and I need you to bury them. Everything you can find, just bury it." Do they just immediately make you start doing things that are, I would imagine, at worst illegal, at best immoral?
Yeah.
Oh, it's super questionable. There's no denying that. Was it first day? Not necessarily, but apparently as we started, there were already red flags. And then without spoiling or giving away too much information, because I don't want to.
They'll kill you.
Yeah, commit me is the nicer word, but yeah, like a scathing news article came out, like detailing how, like, older people were getting really sick, how they weren't getting treated. It was terrible. Like, actually, morally a bad thing, and we had to hide that information online so that people couldn't find it.
That's so awful.
I guess I just want to say. So, what brand mattress do you have? It must be good if you're able to sleep at night.
Yeah, David, you
dude,
scumbag.
Yeah, I mean, that was a couple years ago, so I sleep fantastic now,
bro. I bet that was like whack though, like mentally for you. I mean, at least it would be for me. I wouldn't have been like. I'm sure it was one of those things where you're like, I don't want to do this, but right now it's paying the but.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely terrible. Like, I'm not just justifying this at all. It's a useful skill, I will say that.
Yeah, I'm sure you learned crazy shit, dude.
Well, the good thing is, which is very interesting, it's a very useful statistic. So 90% of Google searches in general for anything don't go past the first page, and 75% of searches, I believe it might be 70%, don't go past the top 3 searches on Google.
Wow.
Really?
So it's really not that hard to hide information because people are just lazy and will not look.
Hold on, I'm gonna type in Mike Blutstein real quick. I want to see how long they have to scroll down for that.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like Google searches are kind of like finding old love letters from your ex-girlfriend. It's like you read the first couple and then you're like, wait a second, there's nothing good past here. This is whatever happens after number 3 is getting me in trouble. And then you start.
Well, it's partially true, and also because of the way that Google search works, and this is part of like my job professionally. If you can't find the answer you want within the first couple of searches, you're not going to keep looking.
Yeah,
right.
You have to find that immediately.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, everyone's attention span nowadays are like less than 6 seconds, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So when was the last time you guys even went to the second page of Google?
It was maybe in. Oh, okay. I could tell you actually the exact time. 7th grade science class.
Magnesium was a real buried on that one. It's true.
It's like I really need to do the Spark Notes for my paper, but like I couldn't find the answer, so I had to go to the second page.
I'm curious, right? Like, if people they go and people view Google as something extremely simple, right? I don't think that we. The same way when I look at a car, I'm just like, oh, it works. And people could be like, oh, how does it work? I'm like, I don't know. I can say it in and I drive and I'm home.
Just drive it.
And it's not, right? It's a machine that is so carefully built on algorithms that we could never understand. So your job, it sounds like, is you are able to kind of lift the veil of the machine, understand how the cogs work, and then hide, sick children's secrets away. Is that kind of accurate?
I mean, essentially, you're pretty on the ball, but the truth is that no one actually understands how Google's algorithm works, YouTube's, TikToks, Twitter, Instagram. Like, we have an idea, and like that's professional. Like, what we try to do is make sure that brands and businesses rank well and like appear in those Google searches. But we're guessing. Like, it's just a guessing game. So
now, I guess my question is: so is it basically like, let's say for the podcast, if we're trying to promote it on YouTube, we use all these keywords. Now, if that mental hospital is trying to hide something, are you like basically deconstructing it and using words that don't even match up to what the person would be searching?
Good question.
That's a great question. So it's actually even simpler than that. You know what you do to hide information you don't want to be found?
What?
Other than put it on the second page of Google?
You bury it.
Create social profiles. Like, literally, if you created a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Yelp page, let's just say hypothetically, that's 5 searches right there. That is half of a Google search.
Wow.
And you could populate that with information you want to have immediately.
Wow. Holy
so
shit.
That bad press release, if it's at the bottom of page 1, guess what? Most people are not going to see it.
Right.
But how do you push it down? Like, if I want to hide, I don't know, embarrassing pictures of myself that are on
There's a
Google.
lot of them, Mike. Yeah, I got a couple on my phone, pal.
Trust me, I know. If I want to hide those, not from Connor's phone, but from the internet, how do I bury it?
Assuming they weren't on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever else other platforms are named, you would have to go out and create profiles on those very dominant websites. Instagram is not going to rank above Facebook for a Google search. For Facebook, it's always going to rank below it. Facebook owns that authority.
Okay.
And that's the same thing true with Twitter, TikTok, whatever else, other social platforms. So you can control the search engine in a way that you can start to hide information based on profiles that you create that are going to be popular.
So you basically would just oversaturate the positive so that negative doesn't come through.
Exactly.
You know what's actually incredible about
nuts.
this? And this will tie really well in, celebrity, right? Because I just saw, there's a star of a new movie. It's an Asian American man. He's an actor. I wish I knew his name, but he was flamed, I guess, because he tweeted a couple things that people found either A, to be offensive, or B, I think he said something negative about Cardi B or something. I don't think it was racially motivated in any way. I don't want to defend or speak about it because I don't know much about it. But what I will say is this. I found an article that was essentially like, oh, this guy's canceled, right? It was immediate. Right. He got fame and he was immediately canceled after that. And I showed someone the next day and I was like, hey, like I heard he's canceled. And she went to go look for these articles and none of them were really there. Like it was all flooded with just positive press about this guy.
Wow.
Good other tweets that he had that were like socially progressive, that were in opposition to the thing that was negative. It actually was incredible. And now it doesn't even look like there's any history of him actually like getting canceled or those negative tweets. And I hadn't seen that before. Is that possible?
I would say it's possible. You have to be very intelligent about it. So I know, Mike, earlier this week, you and I were talking about like professional athletes and why whenever someone like amounts to fame for whatever reason, let's say it's someone who got drafted in the NFL because that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. One of the first things that people do is go to their Twitter and try and find embarrassing tweets.
Which is crazy, by the way. That's awful.
Of course it's awful, but the issue is that those people were tweeting that when they were 15, 16, 17 years old. They didn't know any better, or they could even be younger. And once you amount to any amount of fame, people are going to start digging for it to try and take you down a peg.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too because I mean, you know, not condoning it or anything, but it's like just the way that our society was like 5 years ago. Such a completely different way of life and way of thinking, and like, you know, now our society is progressing in a way that we should be more aware and cognitive of what we're actually talking about. But like, it is so crazy that someone can get blasted like that because, you know, people do change over those years, and you know, it's crazy that they can still just get the shit end of the stick after all of that, and people will go out of their way to dig up for it. You know what I mean?
And
you'll Sorry, go for it.
I was going to say, by the way, just so I had it clear, the actor's name was, he's Marvel's first Asian superhero, and he got called, it was the Shang-Chi actor, Simu Liu. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but I just wanted to clarify in case anyone wanted to look it up. There's an article that just came out on Vice, and people are saying that now, you know, they're unfairly trying to cancel this poor guy. What
were his tweets?
I really don't know. I really just read the headline and was just interested because I saw that it touched upon what we were discussing today.
Right.
So I didn't dive in deeper. I don't know anything about it. But it is interesting. And I know it happened with one of the SNL cast guys a while back. Someone was cast and then immediately they dug up his podcast and he was saying a bunch of really terrible stuff. And he was immediately pulled from the show. And
that's
so
crazy.
There's 100% value to people researching someone, right? Like, you should know someone's past, but I do think I'm always interested in the crisis management side of it, which it seems like, you know,
that's what I was gonna say.
If these actors or actresses want to learn, they go to someone like potentially you, David, and they could ask you, hey, maybe I don't have terrible stuff online, but I just don't love the old images of me that are out there, the old version of myself I was. How can I hide it? So is that something that you would be able to help them with?
Images is a little different because you can very easily scroll through anyone's images on Google search. I wouldn't say it's difficult to get that up and like get a new batch of stuff. It really is just as simple as posting it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, possibly depending on how you tagged it. And over time, you would see a difference. It wouldn't be tomorrow, it would be next week, but eventually those would be correlated with your name and those embarrassing pictures would still be there.
Just harder to find.
Dig a lot. Exactly, which is... But unless someone's really out there to get you, they're not going to find it. But here's the thing: there are like people will take that time, especially for that kind of topic, which is crazy because it's like, you know, some of these people are going like 10, 15, 20 years back. Sometimes they'll find tweets that I feel like they're like super digging, and it takes like a lot of time to do, you know. So I feel like people there's a saying that nothing on the internet goes away forever.
Right.
It doesn't. It will always exist.
100%.
But you can do your best to make sure that information does not get out there.
Or you could also just be very cognitive of what you're doing and make sure that you just don't say anything stupid to begin with. Like, I mean,
that's always the right way. That's the best way. But if there was a 13-year-old version of you that was an idiot, which
100%.
everybody, I mean,
everybody
in
was there.
some way had. We're all morons when we're younger. Some of us are just say worse things, and those people, you have to learn and be held accountable. But I also learned about something called like archive.com or something like that. Are you familiar with that, David? Do you know what that is?
I believe it's called the Wayback Machine.
Okay, what is it?
The Wayback Machine.
The Wayback Machine is basically the Internet's archive, which allows you to look at websites based on touch points in time.
So do you need like a flux capacitor to get there, or like 81 miles an hour?
Yes, you have to go 88 miles an hour.
That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, super weird. Like an old man calls you up, something about Morty. I don't know. Like,
you gotta meet him in a river with a canoe.
Yeah. So the Wayback Machine basically lets you look at a snapshot in history online.
Okay. So
now, not everything is all there. Like, if you went to YouTube right now from 2015, you might be able to see my old YouTube channel, but you might not be able to see the videos that were on there at that time. It's not complete, but it gives you a looking glass into what the past was.
That's crazy. So is that what people could be using instead of like physically digging so deep? They could be using like a Wayback Machine to...
Yeah, I mean, they could. It's so interesting to me because if you do something successful and like you are famous, there will always be someone trying to take you down. And they will use whatever they can to find that incorrect meme they used 10 years ago, or that questionable Twitter post that like was fine then and now you're not allowed to say anymore, or that YouTube video that you were in where someone said something they shouldn't have, like whatever it is. Like, we've changed so much as a society in the last 15 years since YouTube really became a thing, that it will live on forever.
and I should like stipulate that those things that come out, like, people are right to be faced with, like times do change. It's not an excuse. But I do think that just means that people need to be careful about what they post. They need to be careful about, how they're representing themselves. And if people have stuff that is not a representation of what they are now, they need to kind of re-examine that. I do think it's interesting, David. Why do you think people are so good at getting canceled? Like, are people not going back and deleting their stuff? Are they? And again, they shouldn't be doing any of this. I'm just curious. Like, you would think they would wisen up by now, and like if they were saying fucked up stuff, you would think that they would, get on that instead of just letting it be and then getting famous.
I think it's a couple of things. I think it's laziness. I think it's just people honestly forgetting. Like, Mikey B, we were talking before the podcast. I sent you a video of a YouTube channel from 11 years ago.
Right.
That you were in. Do you remember that channel at all before I brought it up?
No, not at all.
So it's a decade ago. No, it's something bad. There's something bad there. We're going to go into a couple examples from both of you guys that I found a little later, but
I'm shaking in my boots.
There's nothing really bad there. It's just embarrassing, like skits that you did when you were younger. One that was actually pretty good, but like stuff that like you would forget about like in 5 years. Or Mikey B, your old music videos that you would like strap me in the car and make me listen to.
Right.
But like, you would forget about that stuff. You're a normal person. You have other things in your life you have to deal with.
I mean,
instead of
time
thinking
just
about this
passes.
10-year-old YouTube video.
Time just passes, and you forget. It's like that penguin from Toy Story. What was it? Toy Story 3? What was it? Do you remember that scene?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Woody gets shelved, and he finds the penguin. Not to spoil it for you, go check out the movie. It's pretty good.
It's like a decade old. I think you're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so I wanted to ask you something else that I was thinking about, which is a lot of people that I've talked to are curious about how much of their social profiles do come up on Google. I think that people are just curious. The privacy's changed so much online in the last 10 years. So it went from being like, you have a Facebook profile that everyone could come on, and now it's like you have to log in with your blood type and nobody else could see it. So within that difference, where does Google and all these other platforms live? Are things public? Are they private? What access does Google have? Do you know?
Google has as much access as you're allowed to have. Like, that's as simple as it comes. You have a private Facebook page, people won't be able to see it really. They'll see your name, they'll see where you're from, they'll see your occupation, and like if you're married or single. Like, I think that's about all the information you'd get on Facebook. Twitter, you can have a private one as far as I'm aware. I don't know if you can have one for TikTok. Like, I'm not on TikTok, so you'd have to tell me if you can have a private
you can make that private.
Okay, so then there you go. So, like, it depends on the user. How public or how private do you want your life to be?
Right.
Social media is always going to kind of be there, and you can show whatever you want to.
Right.
But if you allow it to be public, anyone can find it. And that means anything that you've posted that's available, I can find. Or anyone can find if they really have the time.
What about these knockoff freaking Instagram pages like Inflagram, and it's just all pictures of me with just like it's like strange pictures of me from the past compiled in this very weird website that does not seem like it's based in America, and they just steal my data. I swear, it's the strangest thing.
I mean, obviously they're looking for the perfect model for their website.
Exactly, I knew it.
Yeah, exactly.
You fucking stud.
Our information is not our own.
It's so nuts. Have you guys ever seen the show Adam Ruins Everything?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Shout out that show. It's amazing. It's great. But they were talking about how, like, anything, honestly, nothing is private, really. Like, our shit is splattered all over the internet, and anyone can find it. I mean, it's exactly why right now everyone's getting those spam calls. How many do you guys get a day?
2 to 3 a day.
Dude,
I have to mute my calls.
I get like 15.
So Carolina is so funny, my girlfriend. She will get these calls.
You're dating somebody?
I know, it's shocking. Blutstein scammery.
What's
anyway,
wrong with
I mean,
me,
like
bro?
I said, dude, my name is Kelvin. Like, I don't even know how I got here.
She'll get these calls, and she's the only person on earth that will spend her day just sitting there, right? Even if she has something important to do, she'll stop what she's doing, and she'll sit there and just waste time with these people. She will just like lie to them and pretend that she's an old woman, and then by the end of it, she'll just start screaming at them, and they're like, "What the hell just happened?" And I love it because they don't call her again. And now she's like, "Oh man, like haven't gotten a scam call in a while." I'm like, "Yeah, you scared them away." If you want to fall down a wormhole, there are videos of people scamming call centers that are based in India that call people, especially old people, and they prey on them. And these people call and destroy them.
Yes.
There's this guy, I think it's like Michael Browning or Thomas Browning or
Jim Browning. Kit Boga.
Yeah,
Is that the guy on YouTube?
So good.
Is that the guy on YouTube who pretends to be an old lady?
Dude, yes.
He's so funny, bro.
Great use of like an afternoon.
That's crazy.
So good.
So he's got a different set of detective skills, right? Like he's able to pull up networks and stuff and track down people through their networks. I feel like your search skills, your skills are more specific to finding out what's publicly available but might seem private because people don't spend the time to look for it. And it's more than just a Google search.
The best way to hide something is to paint it red. Make it as visible as possible and people will just not be aware of it.
Yeah. So how does that play into other services like dating, for example? If somebody, you know, and we asked the question on the podcast Instagram where a ton of people told us, and we're going to dive into some of their nightmare stories in dating, and we asked them, you know, did you research them before or not? And a lot of them tried to look up the person after and couldn't find enough about them. You know, there's stories about people getting ghosted and then all of a sudden realizing the person gave them a fake name. And so I'll dive into the specifics, but I wanted to ask you, you know, for something that you offer, for services that you offer, like what would be the steps if I am Mike Blutstein and I come to you and say, hey, there's this girl, you know, Jeannie Brown, and I need to find out more about her. Maybe I'm going on a date and I'm a young woman and I want to find out, is this guy a serial killer? You know, like what are the steps that you would
as
take?
You do.
Yeah, literally as they do. So what would you do?
Yeah.
How would you, you know, go about that?
It sounds super simple and like super like general, but like, have you ever watched the show Catfish? Which I know you have.
Dude.
Yeah,
I binged watched it when I had COVID. I binge watched Catfish.
Catfish is, first off, a phenomenal show, and the practices that they use are really effective. It really is as simple as, if you have a name, go to Google, man, see what you can find. It's not a typical thing. If you're a 25-year-old male and you're talking to a 23-year-old girl and she doesn't have a Facebook, a Twitter, or an Instagram, something's not adding up. Like I really find it hard to believe that you found this magical, beautiful girl who loves everything about you, and your jokes are so funny, but she doesn't have a Facebook.
Once you start saying you're handsome, you know that there's something fishy
game
going on.
over. They're fake.
Yeah, she's immediately lying to you.
Well, so
like she wants my credit card or something. Like, I don't know. Like,
well, question, David, because I've noticed, because I've tried. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have too. I at least have tried doing what the catfish people do just for fun to see if I can do it. And I noticed when I've done that before, there are like most of these profiles where they find stuff about a person. They want you to pay like money. Is that like a normal thing, or can it all be done aside from like going through you for free relatively? Like what?
I mean, you do it for free. I mean, you're not going to find as much information, but like you don't really have to pay for this. It really just comes down to awareness. Like once you understand how search engines work, you will change how you use them forever. Like it really is just like unlocking a new capability for online.
Right.
So what specifically, like, is there ways that you like to use Google? I know people use like asterisks and they block out certain things. And if you put parentheses around something, you can find specific, ways that it's been said. Like, are there kind of tips and tricks that you know that people can use?
You just said it. Like literally it is that simple.
Damn. So it's
like, this is not a hard skill.
So it is just parentheses.
It's awareness. You have to be aware of what you're doing and why. Like I said before, 90% of searches, man, do not go past the first page of Google. So, you have to be aware and understand there's more out there than just those 10 searches.
So give us
the
rundown of what David Blutstein would do if someone was like, hey, I need to find out this information on this person. Yeah. What kind of process would you go through?
I did this to you guys. I literally Googled your names, and because I knew what I was looking for, or at least thought an idea what I want to look for, I went through the second, third, fourth, fifth page of Google and found stuff that was a little bit questionable. Well, not questionable in the sense of like it's inappropriate and like you're wrong and you get canceled, but like just like weird things.
So you went beyond the 90%.
Yeah, like I mean,
that's dark.
It is so easy to do this. You just have to be aware
and know what you're looking for. Yeah,
exactly.
All right, so I think this is a good challenge to you, right? I think a lot of people would say, all right, this guy, David Blutstein, he's a moron, and I'm just speaking for the masses here.
Fair, for other reasons.
Brother or anything.
Go on.
No.
Yeah, he's right.
I'm just general consensus. They might say it's a simple Google search. I've seen this before, right? Now, I would say I'm pretty aware of what I have online. And I think Connor, as someone that puts himself online a lot, is also really aware. So I would be surprised if there's anything that you could show us that we don't know really is out there. And if you can do that, I would say that it proves the value of something like search engine experts or digital detectives in a way.
Yeah, shock us, dude.
All right, let's do it. We'll go with Connor first because I did this in preparation.
Wait. For some reason, when you said that, my stomach churned a little bit.
Okay. Well, I didn't really dig in deep into Connor because there, thankfully, is not. I will say this: a lot of it I found was harmless. You did something for Vimeo, which I'll get into last for you that I liked. It was pretty well done.
Thanks.
You did have an embarrassing YouTube channel though of like skits when you're like 14 or 15 years old, which was super easy to find.
YouTube won't let me take it down for some reason.
Well, you should be able to get into your account and do that because these are like they're not bad. Like you can very clearly see the progression from like 15-year-old Connor to 24-year-old Connor, like in LA, like doing big things. Right. And like,
can you?
Like the quality gets better. The video
I'm living at my parents' house again, so there's that.
Hey, man, me too. What up? So I have here a podcast called The Craft. You appear in episode 3.
Oh.
This is from 3 years ago.
Oh. This is actually... Oh, my God. So, yeah, this is a podcast that actually, ironically enough, a dude named Michael
another podcast with a dude named Michael.
It wasn't my podcast.
Yes, slut.
I'm whoring it up. I was a guest, as is David, on this guy's podcast, The Craft. I forgot about that.
What's The Craft about? What is it?
The Craft was a podcast about...
Sounds stupid. This is better. Anyway, moving on.
First of all, the Woes of Bros, way better. No, the Craft was just basically he would bring people on to talk about their craft. So, like,
cool.
He brought me on and asked me how I got into acting and, like, where I was from. And
I thought got it. I thought he was going to say bring you on for, information about foot fetishes or something. All right, what else you got, David?
So I have Connor Stoops' theatrical reel from also 3 years ago.
Wow.
This is on Vimeo. I don't want to play the audio.
You didn't need a password for that?
No. This is you posting it as well.
Connor, you gotta play a little bit of that for the audience.
Yeah,
right here.
We can play a little bit of it here. We'll pop it up
put it
right here.
That is my fucking point. You take everything and you spin it around to make you look good.
I'm not spinning.
Boys, that's enough.
You think you're the fucking man. Nothing can touch you. You're fucking Maverick from Top Gun. But you're not so perfect.
Ben, come on.
Oh, don't tell me you knew.
Ben, please.
Don't do this. What is it?
If you two know and I know, that makes half the family that knows. Why can't everybody else?
No what?
Please don't do this. Not here.
What is it, Pete? Big brother can't stop me now?
What do you
I like it.
it wasn't bad. I think.
No, it's good. It's not bad at all. It's just it's funny to see you in that context where it's like, normally I see you and you're just hosting stuff.
I'm just hosting stuff.
Every time I see you, you're a host.
I'll tell you what. I need to book something quick. So if any casting directors are watching this podcast, hi, hit your boy up. You know what I'm saying? 2021 is my year. Anyway,
Dr. Scholes. Dr. Scholes. Is that? Oh wait, wrong part of the podcast.
We're not on the ads yet, Mikey.
We probably should do that one too soon.
That's the foot. Maybe Dr. Scholes is the foot one. Dr. Squatch is the soap.
Wait, what's up with Mikey being these? Mikey, do you have a foot fetish, bro? This is like the third time you brought up feet during this podcast.
I don't, but I could.
I'm gonna ask Carolina. What else you got on me, David?
So I have one more. This is from Vine. So this is
what a Vine.
Oh,
Vine.
man.
This is This is from March 6th, 2015.
Didn't that app die?
Vine is dead.
And how the hell did you find a
reason,
Vine of me, buddy?
That's a great question. Anyway, it's a Vine about you eating bread and how it makes you fat.
What?
Which actually made me laugh the first time.
I gotta see it. I gotta play it.
Oh God, here.
It all the time without even stopping.
You get fat.
No, why would I get fat?
Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat.
Oh my God!
It's
dude,
that loop from I think it's the loop from Scott Pilgrim.
Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I knew it. That's so funny, man. All right. So overall, Connor, what do you give the sleuth in score? It doesn't seem like you have anything too bad, but there's definitely some stuff you didn't know about.
You know, David, I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate what you did. I love you. I'm gonna give you a 6 out of 10 because I feel like that stuff's pretty available. If you would have found like some tweet or something I did, I'd give you a 10 out of 10. I'll just give you.
I mean, should I go dig through your Twitter? Should we continue this?
Actually, on second thought, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
It's true, David. I feel like David went easy on you a little bit.
You did go easy on me. I honestly, I'm not to toot my own horn. I honestly don't have any bad shit really out online.
No, I mean, it also makes it easier that I knew you were an actor.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew what to look for.
You know what we should do? We should take a quick break, talk about our sponsor, and then when we come back, we will dive into my web presence, which is clean and has nothing worth looking at. So you should leave the podcast and not come
clean.
Let's take a look at that, Mike.
It's not clean.
All
right.
All right, guys. We'll be right back. Oh my God, Mike!
It's me. This time it's me.
It's your feet, bro. It's your feet. That's weird. Anyways, bro, you haven't clearly been using your Dr. Squatch, bro.
Well, because you know why? What happened was I was going to buy Dr. Squatch, but then I saw this really good dumpster, and I dove into it, and then I hung out in there for a while, and I forgot to get Dr. Squatch.
Mikey B, I'm going to have to tell you that is the complete opposite thing you should do. One, because a dumpster is just filthy. Secondly, one thing that's not filthy is those Dr. Squatch all-natural soaps and shampoos, bro. Mikey, you could be getting monthly supplies if you just click our link below and subscribe, dude. You get like 15% off. You kidding me?
Here's my question for you, and I'm not going to butt Connor you.
Thank God, because that shit's annoying. What?
But Connor.
What?
Let's just say I'm living in a dumpster because I lost my apartment lease. Hypothetical. If enough people are to buy Dr. Squatch, can I get my home back?
You know, Mikey, you absolutely can. So, guys, if you want to save Mike and save money, you will go down below and click that link and get yourself some Dr. Squatch. Let's go, people.
I need to live in a home again. Buy your Dr. Squatch.
Dr. Squatch, get it today, guys. All right, guys. Welcome back to the Woes of Bros. That was
it was something,
buddy. I hope you get your house back, bro. I'm so sorry.
I didn't know if we were on. I didn't know if we were on an ad or a freaking GoFundMe page.
Yeah, what the bro? I was about to play Sarah McLachlan's song in the background.
In the heart of angel.
Classic.
Oh, God.
Damn.
Why did you do that?
David, you better click our link, bro. You better click that link.
Click that. We gotta start bringing on our guests and forcing them to buy our affiliate marketing in front of us.
Oh my God! And if they don't,
canceled.
If this episode doesn't come out, then I don't buy
Right.
it.
We'll clip the worst pieces together.
Yeah. Well, speaking of canceled, I believe we got one coming up. David, you want to give us a little bit of dirt on Mikey?
All right.
What'd you find?
So, Mikey B, before we even dig into like the videos and like whatever else that you've done,
Whatever else. What else is there?
let's go with your YouTube page.
Okay.
So, you have a YouTube channel here. You have two. We're going to talk about just one of them. It's called Mike Smith. Good start.
Mike Smith?
Obviously, it's Mike Smith.
How'd you find that one?
Because the channel name is Mikey B.
Mikey using aliases.
Yeah. That's the point.
And the picture is a woman. I don't know who this is. I have no idea.
How'd you know it was Mike?
Because I know it's him. Because I look at the videos and I know it's Mikey B.
All right. Hold on. First of all, I think it's a picture of my ex-girlfriend. For some reason, I uploaded like a real, like a supreme close-up on her because I thought it would. I thought it would throw the detectives off the tracks. Yeah. Second of all, I'm worried that you found it because I thought it was pretty well hidden. It has nothing to do with.
It's not.
But I guess
It's not.
I am wrong.
Your name is in it.
Yeah. Not enough Mikey B's out there.
Mikey B. We're going to play a small bit of each video here.
Oh, God.
And we'll dig into a little more detail into the ones I found
All right.
kind of funny.
What's the first one?
So we have a Senior Superlative Song by Mikey B.
God. All right, here it is.
I hate to sound conceited, but you better start to believe it. Senior superlatives, best looking I should win. Cause I guess to win funniest, you have to show some skin. Jacob Bowers?
Jesus Christ, I forgot about that one.
What did we just watch, dude?
That's called a man's low point.
Yeah. Mike,
Rock
you
bottom.
have a
it
lot
gets
of
lower.
those, buddy.
No. It gets lower. It's fine. We have Hold On by MGP. So I think that's Mikey Goldberg Productions.
Oh, God.
That one I do want to see. Go ahead and play it.
Mikey Goldberg Productions.
I never met a girl like you. Still amazed by what you do. With all my faults and twisted ways, thought we'd make it, but things changed. I never felt so much pain. Having you's what kept me sane. Now I'm scared to be alone. Will I?
Oh my God, that's probably the worst thing I've ever done.
Dude. Mikey.
I know.
I think I might need to get a new host for the Woes of Bros after this.
I'm going to cancel myself just so I don't have to go through this anymore.
All right, Mikey. So, I mean, that's a lot of trash, bro, that David dug up. What are you going to rate him?
I'm going to give David an 8.5. Here's why. David is I feel like better at finding, like at being proactive. So if I needed David to, let's say, bury the metaphorical body on Google, I'd go to David. But for finding stuff, he can find stuff, but like it just requires a lot of patience and smart searching. The fact that he was able to find that YouTube channel is crazy though, because it says Mikey B, MIKEYB, but like there's a million things that would come up for that. So I'll give props to that. So overall, I think it's I give David a pretty good score of an 8.5. Not bad. But I do not want to talk about me anymore. I am boring. I want to talk about our fans. You guys wrote in and you told us some really crazy stories about your dating lives and you're researching people online beforehand. And it's absolutely fucking crazy what you guys have been through. So I wanted to enlist Connor and David, tell them a little bit about your stories and see what you could have done differently. Ooh. Maybe we could all learn from it.
Works for me.
So,
we're spilling that tea, baby.
I'm getting that tea. I'm filling up my cup and I'm spilling it.
Yeah.
So I want to start with a young girl named Kristen. not going to give a last name. So Kristen said, I went on a date with a 31-year-old bartender who, as I approached, was chatting to 2 different girls. This was a Bumble date. So naturally, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So I approach and we meet, and it's already awkward as hell. And then he's friends with literally everyone since he's a bartender. He then tells me that he did coke with Charlie Sheen in LA.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not even like a cool guy to do coke with. It's like
I did coke with Charlie Sheen. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he kept going to the bathroom mysteriously during the date and wiping his nose. I feel like you're missing something here, Kristen. Then he took smoke breaks throughout the date and had the audacity to be annoyed when I was talking to a different guy in the bar when he walked outside, abandoning me to go smoke. All in all, I panicked, told him I was going to the bathroom, and legitimately ran away all the way back to my apartment. I took my heels off halfway and ran barefoot. Yikes.
Oh my! Well, first of all,
Jesus Christ.
Sounds like a winner. That man is a winner.
Yeah, that one's rough. And so I asked her, I first of all, like, the stories that people get themselves into, specifically through online dating, are mostly nightmares. Yeah. I know that people have met online. I've met people online, but you never know who you're going to encounter. It's a totally random thing. So she, when I asked, had not done any research on the person beforehand. She went in totally blind. Which I think is interesting. I don't know. David, what do you think she could have done differently to make sure she doesn't go with a cokehead that meets with Charlie Sheen?
I mean, I did that. I met my girlfriend completely online, like not doing any research.
I thought you were about to say I met my girlfriend through coke.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, of course. Dude, in New Jersey, there's nothing else going on. It's like, what do you do? But no, for her, that's so hard. I mean, like, you have to imagine that person's a bartender. Their name's out there. People know who they are. Like, there should have been information out there if they had done any research. I would be curious to see, like, what they did.
But I feel like that would have been hard to tell, like, I don't think you could tell, like, oh my God, this men who have done coke near me.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to. First off, if you're putting those pictures on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, like, you're probably not the smartest person. So
yeah, right.
I think it's
I've
just
seen
like,
it happen though. Stack of money, big pound of coke in front of them, like, you'd be surprised.
Look, if Jordan Belfort can do it,
yeah,
why can't this guy who does coke with Charlie Sheen? You know what I'm saying? First of all, Kristen, good thing you freaking ran, girl, because that shit is no bueno.
I like how she ran. She took her shoes off too and ran home. Like, that's like, hey, tell me about your most horrifying experience of your life. Yeah, your most daring escape. I rappelled from the ceilings and I ran away. That also, that guy was not chasing her. He's like, all right, see you later. On to the next.
It's like, I actually have to work in like 20 minutes. Like,
no, that man turned to the left, saw another girl, and just
kept it moving. I would
That's
say,
funny.
I don't have the experience that David has, but I would say that for me, it always helps because a lot of these websites don't give last names. I've done the whole reverse image search thing that Catfish does. Like, you could reverse image search someone, use that picture, find out their profile, find out their name, and then if you keep going, find their address, find which bedroom they're in, and then what time do they go to sleep? And I'm like,
and then take feet pictures of them if you're Mikey B.
Jesus Christ.
No, Mikey, that's funny, bro. I mean, good for Kristen.
Badass.
I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next person. I have one from a girl named Sierra. She says, this is a good one. All right. I had someone show up insanely high. He was 45 minutes late. And to top it off, when we went on a hike, he took his shirt off and had scratches all over his back from sex.
Oh, my God.
So this man must have been banging left and right. He takes his shirt off on this date, and he's all clawed up.
Power move, by the way. He obviously knew.
Yeah, he's asserting dominance, actually. So, like, I call this guy a winner.
He's asserting dominance?
He's like, this is what happens to me on a nightly basis.
I don't think I'd have the balls to do that, honestly.
I don't think you should.
I don't think so either, but it's funny.
I feel like that guy's going to get himself in some trouble. All right, so he takes his shirt off. Did she say what she does? Does she run away? Does she stay? Like, is she with the other girl running barefoot?
So
they're married, actually.
Basically,
2 kids.
Basically, she did not message him back. She didn't follow him online.
Okay, fair.
she goes, but now she definitely learned a massive lesson. And she definitely has taken into kind of doing a little bit of research ahead of time. I guess in that instance, what would you do? You would at least go to his Instagram and see if he has a girlfriend, or you know what I mean?
You can't see everything, right? Like, you can only kind of use the little bits of information you have to build a profile of the person in your head. So let's say he's wearing a backwards cap. Gone, right? He's wearing a fedora. See you later, my lady.
Canceled.
He is playing the guitar or holding up a fish in his profile picture.
Absolutely not.
Gone.
Don't look at my Instagram, by the way. Got both of those.
Do you have? You probably actually do. I think I have a guitar
we go
in mine.
fishing together.
Yeah, I have both. Back in my active days, I had a little bit of both.
Oh my god!
But you could tell. You could tell. I mean, also a quick aside, David. You said you met your girlfriend on online dating.
I did.
You must have researched her a fair bit.
Nope. Did not even do it.
Says the sleuth himself.
Is that a level of confidence, or did you know, like, what?
I just honestly, I didn't care. Like, it's very ironic that, like, maybe 2 years ago I probably should have, but when I was looking, when I was online dating, let's just call it 2 years ago, I was not expecting to meet anyone. I was in the process of moving to LA. I was job hunting. I just did not give a shit. So
You're like, right. Well, it's a human. I mean, what they look like, what they are.
I'm not staying here anyway. Might as well just like see what happens. And then the universe kicked me in the thigh and said, "You're staying, no matter what you do."
It sounds like you were like, yeah. Look, worst case scenario, she kills me. Best case scenario, it's a girl.
Yeah, listen. It's a win-win. So,
yeah, that's actually true. All right. Well, I would say that my advice to that young lady is, she did great, and I like how it sounds like she kind of learned to do more research afterwards, which I think is really important.
I guess my final question for her anyway would be like, well, does he like at least have a cat or something? Like maybe that's why he's all clawed up.
What's the cover up, buddy?
Yeah, but anyway, Mikey, do you have anybody else?
I got one more, and it's gonna put David's sleuthing skills to shame.
Okay.
It's just a good one. I don't know if this counts. This, by the way, from Emily. I don't know if this counts, but one time I went on a date with this dude in San Francisco. At the end, he asked if we could do a second date the following weekend, and I said, no, sorry. I'm going to San Diego with some friends, so, maybe another time.
Get out of here.
Yeah, no way. Next weekend, he texted me that he just happened to be in San Diego, totally alone, and was wondering if he could come over and see my friend's show. I looked him up. I looked him up online beforehand, but I couldn't find him. He later revealed that he was using a fake name because he didn't want anyone to track him down.
Shut up.
Wow.
So,
this is not real.
So that's super creepy.
Totally real.
No.
And what I'm double impressed. One, he hid his own identity. Second, he tracked her down enough to know where she was in San Diego, that her friend was having a show and wanted to attend.
So the second part is not super difficult, because you got to imagine that friend group was like posting like Instagram stories or like Snapchats or whatever. Like, that's not super difficult. What is very intimidating and very scary is that person somehow made a fake profile, went on a date with this girl. Obviously, like, they hit it off enough that like they were still talking through an entire date, had her number, and then dropped that on her. That is super duper scary.
Dude, I'm creeped. That is weird as fuck.
Yeah. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you don't know who you're dating. My name's actually Ronald.
Yeah, I'm Keith or whatever. Yeah.
I'm Connor.
You're like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's so creepy. I would be freaked the fuck out. Even as a man, if a girl did that to me, I would just, dude, no way. That is not happening. That is red flag, red flag, red flag.
So there you go. People, but I will say, she also said that she now will not go on a date until she can thoroughly confirm who somebody is. So
that's good,
I think
bro.
People are wising up, man. Like, you can only see so many episodes of Catfish before you know the ending of the show,
honestly.
right? You're like, all right, I know where this one goes, and it's the friend. It's always the friend. It's always one of the moms. Like, it's always the same.
It's always the best friend that's just in love with them and obsessed with them. But how
you
can
can
they
see it
not
in the
know
shot.
for those 5 years?
Dude, the camera's on, and it's like, I support Ricky through all of this. I'm his best friend. And she like looks at him, and the camera guy's like, come on, buddy. Like,
yeah, clearly.
I could end the episode right now if I want, but it's her.
Oh man. All right. Well, I have one last one for us before we say bye to our super sleuth David. This is written into me by actually one of my good friends, Amy. She goes, "This isn't the craziest thing, but this man had the audacity to passively insult me as soon as I sat down for drinks with him, what I was drinking, where I went to school," and then she said in parentheses, still wondering about that one, LOL, "and what she was wearing." She goes, "I left an hour in and I didn't even finish my drink. Truly the craziest thing that has ever happened to me." And then I said, "No way, what an asshole. Wait, where did you go? What did you do?" She said, "I went to the bathroom." She pulled the old classic bathroom move. Good move, Amy. "I pulled the old bathroom move and I told my friend to call me and tell me something was wrong so I could come help her out."
Dude, what the hell is wrong with people?
Dude, this guy just insulted her as soon as she sat down.
That guy was just waiting. He was just waiting to unload. He's like, "I can't wait till she's here. I cannot wait till she's here." That's a man with a vendetta and a fedora at home, just waiting to go off.
That man definitely has a fedora.
That guy read the game and like took it too seriously.
Yeah. What do you mean, bro? I'm negging her. What do you? Yeah. By the way, you're a bitch. By the way, your job sucks and I hate your parents. Want to go home with me?
Spits right on her. Oh
Jeez,
my God. Yeah, kudos to her. I'm sure from now on she's like definitely weird when she goes on a date, but like she did pull the old classic bathroom move, which I'm very impressed with.
You gotta
like,
do it.
That's like something from a movie scene, and she pulled it off so perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, dude. Like, oh my God, this reminds me. You guys are gonna love this. In college, what was the name of it? There was a website that was going around, or an app, and it was called like Lola or something like that. And dude, this website would let girls upload a profile of a guy. You had to be a girl to go on the website or the app, and you could upload like a profile for a guy, and then all the girls that have ever hooked up with him or dated him would go and leave him reviews.
That's funny.
And you would get rated like for your personality, for your like dick size, for your looks,
So
for
why
your
do you know
commitment
about this?
issues. Because I had a girl that I was friends with come up to me and be like, "Mike, your Lola score is not looking too good." And I was like, "What do you mean, girl? Like, you beautiful thing?" Was it? No, Mike. It says that you're a fake charmer on Lola. I'm like, hold on.
That's some Black Mirror shit, bro.
I swear to God, I forgot about this till just now. And my commitment score was very low. I had a 6 in commitment. I had only an 8 in humor, a 9 personality, which is pretty good, and my looks unrated. No one even wanted to touch the looks.
He's just a friend.
Yeah.
Isn't that like criminal? Isn't that criminal? And you can't find anything about it anymore. I could try to dig up the app name, but it massacred my dating for like a month.
The app itself wasn't criminal. What was criminal was people didn't give you that 10 out of 10 look score, bro. You're a looker, my guy.
I can handle a 4 in the look category, but come on, at least a 9 for humor, an 8. That's brutal.
That's crazy. I didn't know that was an actual app.
I'm trying to find it. I mean, like I could try to find it on the app, but
your Lola score. That's
amazing.
So weird.
Dude, well, you know what? I'm coming for you, Alexandra Chong, founder of Lulu, close, the app that lets women secretly rate men, and now lets men send anonymous messages too. I don't really understand how that part worked into the business model. But it was hopefully dead now, but it was a girls only app that lets women rate men, boyfriend, exes, and friends anonymously. Oh, I used to get rated as a friend too. Mike, he's a bad friend, doesn't call me back. What the fuck? Oh my God. How
he doesn't call you back, by the way. Awful. Give me this app. I want to rate you, Mikey.
See if it exists still. It's like, it was started in 2013. You could be rated on your sex, your ambition. I will say I had a great ambition score. So my sex was bad, but my ambition was great.
It sounds like a credit
ambitious.
score, Mikey. There is something that actually is kind of like this. It was a trend going around on TikTok for a while. These people are making a survey about their sex, like how was hooking up with so and so. And actually, a girl that I hooked up with sent me one once. And she was like the questions were like, how was how was her kissing game? And then like you like write a review, and they're all open-ended questions. But it was like a trend that was going around on TikTok, and it asks all about like how was the sex, how was the conversation, how was this, how was that, how'd you meet? It's weird.
That is super
the
strange.
thing is, I feel like if a guy did that, they would just be wrong. We just look like assholes.
Yeah, I'm so happy I don't
crazy.
pay attention to TikTok or trends or whatever.
Yeah,
That just,
those trends are crazy.
I think I would just go mad. That just sounds very dumb.
So there you go, guys. There's your daily dose of paranoia for the day, my male friends. There's a profile out there.
Just know
waiting for
somewhere
you.
you are getting rated, and it's not too good, buddy.
It's not good. I can tell you from experience, it's not good. It's never really good. If it's a secret rating site, they're probably not saying nice things about you.
No, not at all.
So, well, look, this has been a blast.
Yeah, this
David,
has been
man,
awesome.
really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, buddy.
Tell mom and dad I said hello.
Also,
And,
David, is there anywhere that do you have a social media?
Not personally. I have a business, but like we don't need to talk about that.
And we really appreciate you coming on, this week's episode.
Yeah, dude, it was a blast having you.
Yeah, man, great to be here.
So for now, guys, I'm Mike Blutstein.
I'm Connor Stoops.
And I'm David Blutstein.
And you just watched the Woes of Bros, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, David. Take it easy, buddy.
Yeah, take it easy. Good job, guys.